Hello everyone. In the previous video we discussed port 0 of 8051. So continue with that. In this video we will discuss port 1 of 8051. Port 1 can be used as an input or output port. In contrast to port 0, this port does not require any pull-up resistors since it already has pull-up resistors internally. And upon the reset of 8051, port 1 acts as an output port. And it doesn't have any dual role. As you can see in the pin diagram, pin number 128 represents the port 1 and it doesn't have any dual role. So you can use just this port as an input port or output port. The following code will continuously send out to port 0 the alternating value 55H and AAH. So here we are sending the alternative value 55 and AH continuously to port 0. So here port 0 acts as a output port. So we know that by default all the ports act as an output port. So now directly send the data to port. So the first instruction move a comma hash 55H, load the immediate data to the accumulator, and then move p1 comma a, send the accumulator content to port 1, and then call the relay subroutine. Next CPL A, complement the accumulator content. So now the accumulator content is 55, so complement means it becomes AH, and then SJMP back is given to this instruction, that is P1 comma A. So now the A content is AH, so that will send to the port 1. So again call the delay subroutine, and next CPLA. So now the accumulator content becomes 55, and then SJMP back, and again it sends the data to the port 1. So this is how continuously it sends the alternating value 55H and AH to port 1. So next, to make port 1 as an input port, it must be programmed just by writing ones to all bits. Port 1 is configured first as an input port by writing ones to it. Then data is received from that port and saved in R7 and R5 register. So here first read the data from the port 1 and send the data to R7 and R5 register. So that means now the port 1 is acting as an input port, and we know that how to configure port as an input port just by writing 1 to all the bits of port. So the first instruction move a comma hash 0ffh, load the ff to the accumulator, and move p1 comma a. So now accumulator content sent to the port 1. That means it makes p1 as an input port just by writing it all once. And next move a comma p1. So now p1 is acting as an input port, so read the data from the p1. So whatever the data available on the port 1, that is loaded to the accumulator. And next move r7 comma a, save the content of accumulator in r7 register, and call the delay subroutine. Next again read the data from the p1, move a comma p1, and store the accumulator content onto the r5 register, that is move r5 comma a. So this is how you can configure port 1 as an input port.